Duelists, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a budget competitive branded DESPIA deck profile. It has just dawned on me recently that with Masquerade and branded opening coming from the new Megatins, that the branded DESPIA deck is actually extremely budget. The only card that is even remotely expensive is Guardian Chimera, and even that has been on a downward trend recently. I did all the calculations for it. You can buy this entire deck right now for $125. That is not a lot, especially considering that that extra $25 is coming from the pre-sale prices of Masquerade and branded openings. So usually Masquerade's at $3 here, and we have opening at $5 here. Realistically, I don't see these staying up this high. I genuinely think that the super is going to go down below the secret eventually. I could see this being like $2 just because of the reprints now. They're going to be everywhere. This tin's going to be open so much. So realistically, this deck might be able to get picked up for $100 sooner or later. If it doesn't pick up traction soon, you know. But yeah, overall, I did the calculations as a calculator, 125 for everything, and you can feel free to do it yourself. This was actually pretty fun to do, going through everything and seeing just how when I finished it, I couldn't believe that how cheap you can make this deck for now, considering of how much it used to be. You know, with openings being either with $25 at one point, Masquerades are like $25 at some points. You know, like Aluber's being an insane amount of money, and now it's all just so cheap. Even the patchworks and the chains. Like so much of this has gone down that you really save a lot of money, and even allures are only dollars right now from the Shuttle Structure deck. So like just doing everything on TCG Player and looking at the lowest that you can buy, you really can get away with a lot of this. And the Cosmic Cyclones, there's actually no out to Mystic Mine in the structure deck itself. So when you're like playing the deck, I wanted to find a card to put in that was very cheap that can out Mystic Mine. It was actually going to be MST first. Then I remembered that Cosmic Cyclone just got reprinted in Tactical Master. So you actually have even more like possibilities. So let me move on to the deck list right here. I can stop talking about it and show you. I was just really surprised about like this really worked out. So here's the actual deck list that I have. I'm actually like quite happy with this because of how, like I said, how cheap it was. And you actually have a real side deck to go off of as well, and a pretty real extra deck, I would say, for this deck. So I'm gonna go through everything and like the ratios, everything. Like this is kind of like I would say like the older competitive build of Despia because you played a 3 Allure, but there's a good things to Allure with this deck that makes it so good. So we have the 1 Ad Wimitum, the 1 Albion, the 3 Alubers, 3 of the Tragedy, 1 Dramaturge, 2 Chain, 3 Albaz, 3 Mercurier, 3 Allure Darkness, 3 Branded Fusion, 2 Branded in Red, 1 Branded Lost, 3 Branded Opening, 1 Call by the Grave, 3 Dark Allure No More, 3 Fright for Patchwork, 1 Gold Stark, 2 Polymerization, and 1 Branded Sword. We even have a side deck with 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Ogre, 3 Cosmic, 3 Dimension Barrier, and 3 There Can Only Be 1. And then we have 2 Albion, 1 Brigand, 1 Despium, I'm not going to try to pronounce that, 1 Cortis, 1 Guardian Chimera. This was like a majority of the budget after the structure decks. So again, this is like $35 right now, $36 in that range. So even with that, you still have another $25 to work with if you're trying to keep it under 100. And yeah, you just actually have a lot more room to work with than you would really think. 2 Rebellion, 3 Masquerade, 2 Mirror Jade, 1 Spin, and then 1 Titaniclad. So most of these come in the structure deck. Obviously, a lot of these cards come in the structure deck, which again, like looking back at it, I really couldn't believe. The fact that we get Dark Ruler No More, 6 Hand Traps, D Barrier, There Can Only Be 1. There's just so many cards you get in the structure deck. Gold Sarcophagus, like a majority of these fusions are all in the structure deck. You get so much. Obviously, like Brandon and Reds are only $2. Fright for Patchworks are only $2. The Edgem Chains are like $2.50s, I think it was. So like a lot of the hype of this deck has gone down, and it really leads this deck into being into a budget option, but it hasn't been hitting the balance or anything. There's no issue playing it. The biggest holdback this deck had was that Sprite and Tearlament came out. But that doesn't mean by any means that this deck is bad. You could even play other branded cards. Like you could do the Scythe combo in this deck still if you want to, with using Branded Fusion to send Scythe and Albaz, to then summon Mirror Jade banish something, and then in the end phase with using Albion, I think it's called, I'll do this right now, not this trap. Yeah, I think it's this one. Yeah, you Brandon Expulsion, which just came out in the newest set, and then just special summon Scythe on your opponent's turn. You can even Scythe Lock, because Scythe's in the structure deck, and this card isn't worth anything either. Like, you actually have a lot more options in this deck than that meets the eye. So this was like just in my eyes, it's crazy to me that you could literally, if you look back like months ago, this was a legitimately tier 1 deck that was played and is now just a budget deck that you can play for like super budget just for one fucking Benjamin Franklin and play the deck like it's nothing. So overall, like really, like if you're a budget player and you want to play like a semi-competitive deck, I would say this is like probably the best you're gonna get for a competitive deck, especially after the tins come out and all these prices drop. But for right now at this exact moment, you can get it for 125 on TCG Player if you got everything right now. But I do think that, like I said, the openings and the masquerades are going to go down in value because the tins aren't officially released yet, and those aren't the chase cards. Those are just more cards in the set themselves. So overall, I hope you guys enjoy this budget deck profile. I really like doing them because I really like finding ways, because I've been a budget player like my whole life, and like finding ways to beat the meta on a budget is always fun to me. I just really, really love it, and it's even more satisfying to win with it. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and I hope I explained all the prices and why everything is so cheap right now, and going through all the TCG Player pricing for it and why this deck works so well. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.